All right, we're going to do a little bit more of The Long Way Home by Joe Carter. Trying to do a play test of this. I'm still learning the rules. A couple of things I messed up previously, and I'm going to restart just because I'll consider my last video. I'll keep it up, but I'll consider my last video a learning. Um, One thing I realized when I got over to Gladstone was that whenever I hit Pan America route ports, I really need to land and fill up because everything is free there, and repairs are free. So you lose nothing by doing that. So I decided I better, and there's a couple of rules I wasn't quite clear on. I had read altitude level change wrong, thinking I could only change altitude level or levels one maximum per travel zone. But it isn't. We can actually do three, which is clarified in the weather and altitude SOP, which I did not put into my. I had read it before, but I forgot all about it. So we're allowed to do it three times each travel zone. So I had that wrong. But you can only change level or levels once per one at a time. You can't go directly from low to high. You have to cross through medium first, and accordingly. So hopefully I'll get all these right. And let's see what we got here. All right, so we're going to go back to setup. Beginning of the game, before initial takeoff from Auckland, the Clipper is automatically loaded a full load of aviation fuel. And we already have, I'm going to put my map back over on the other page. And for those of you wondering, by the way, I put, eventually, when this game's marketed, you will see a lot of maps, and I just went ahead and created one big one, and I'm probably going to do the same thing to Escape from Corregidor. 'Cause I like it better. You're not constantly moving the piece back or forth. So you got five maps, and I just kind of put them all together in one big map, so we can kind of just find where we're at. And yeah, I put an overview in there, but it doesn't like it too much. As you can see, it's just way too much for it. So um, there you have it. I'll put that back over on the other page. Um, okay, so we got full fuel down here, and it's all aviation fuel. And every time you get a Pan American route, everything there, the fuel and repairs are free. So you stand to lose nothing by landing there. Um, and I wasted a really good die roll too, because I rolled like a 9 or a 10 and had 3,000 cash. But hey, that's all. That is what it is. So we're going to start over again. I'm going to roll for the funds, and we get a four, and that'll teach me. So instead of 5,000 or 3,000, I have 2,000. So let's go down here. I think this time I'll break it up a little better. We'll put 500. That's 1,500. And we're going to take and put maybe 200. That's 1,700. 1,800. 1,900. And 2,000. So we get the worst possible money this time. But hey, that price you pay. Okay, so we're going to roll one dice six for spare engine parts. Two. We got two spare engine parts. That was a worse roll too. I think I had three last time. All right, and then we're going to roll one dice six for radio spare parts to see if we have any. Four. We got a radio spare parts. I think that's the same as last time. And then one die six for RDF spare parts, and we get a one, no RDF spare parts. So we got currently it's 7 o'clock a.m. on 16th of December, and 1941 in Auckland, New Zealand, being unable to return back to Hawaii due to the recent Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Pan American Clipper NC 18602 must instead travel back to the United States, being a long eastern route. Um, we need to hit the east coast of the United States, across unfamiliar and possibly hazardous territory. Um, Finally, place the blue overhead Clipper aircraft counter in the orange Auckland zone box on map 1. Set current time to 7 o'clock and go to table B1. There goes my mandatory recording sneeze. Um, so we will go to B1 then. Port City weather check. Roll D10. We have no modifiers because we are not in any of these. We do have one for +1 for being day, but then we have no prior weather. So we add 1, we roll a 7, that's 8. We get poor weather, and we will put that at low. And we go to table B2. Poor is not horrible. Port City takeoff. 1 die 10. We get a 2. +2 of bad weather, but we have poor weather. Poor weather's not that horrible. We take off okay. We take off with no problems and go to C1. Altitude level change. May change altitude at levels 1. This is what I'd gone through earlier that I'd messed up. We go to, not altitude, travel zone movement and time advance. Move Clipper to the next travel zone on the map and advance the time 3 hours. So we'll move that to purple 1 right there. And that's an RDF zone. If the Clipper just took off from a Port City orange travel zone, aircraft starts out at low altitude on table C3. And we can go back towards where we came from at any given time. That I remember. Weather check. C2, by the way, is random event. We have to do that. Okay, so we have to do the random event. Up to 2d10s. 86, no random event. Go to table C3. Weather check. We roll once for each zone. So we're going to, it says start at the bottom. And that poor should have been back in the port, but hey, whatever. 3 times per travel zone. We had +1 for day and +1 for poor in the previous travel zone. So we're going to add 2 to this die roll. For the low, same altitude level. So we're going to add 2. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be good here. Then we're going to go to middle. So we're going to add 1 on that one. Oh, that's going to be bad weather. I think we're going to stay low. And then for high weather, 3, 4, good. So I think we're going to stay low because I don't want to go through that bad weather. Okay, so we go to 4, current altitude level headwind check. So at low, we have -1, +1 for being day. Gonna roll a d10. 4, no headwind present. All the more reason to stay there and low altitude. Besides, I'm probably just going to go ahead and land right here and get fuel, so it's not too important for me to do anything here other than safely fly. So no headwind. Current altitude level tailwind check. Well, no, we're flying into the headwind. You can only do that when you reverse your course backwards. Altitude level change may change the altitude level, and this is what confused me before. One maximum per level per travel zone. So you can only do this one level at a time, but you can do it 3 times each turn. It's not clear in this. You have to go into the SOP to see that, and I forgot to implement that last time. Anyway, so we're going to stay at low regardless. Fuel burn. This is our cruising altitude. We're going to go from our main fuel, and we're going to lose 4, and we should be on rich fuel mixture. Um, 4 fuel boxes for cruising at low altitude, so we're going to dump off 4 that 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Um, and then there is no headwind, so that's that. We go to 8, engine check, 2D10. 58, all engines are okay. Just lost my mouse. And I will have to pause this while I throw batteries. And actually, I can't even pause it. We have a problem here. Lost my mouse. Very nice indeed. All right, be right back. No, my battery died. All right, I'm still recording. All right, crisis averted. I have rechargeable batteries, so they're always available. Um, okay, engines are okay. Auto fuel and lean mixture, but we're using aviation fuel, so there's no modifiers. Our engines are fine. 9, navigation check, rolling 1 die 10. We don't have to pay a founder end of event. It is a random. We do have RDF functional, and this is an RDF zone, so we're going to subtract 3. We are -2 for good weather at current and all lower altitudes because we're at the lowest, so we're going to subtract 2. We actually subtract another one for daylight, so that's -6. We're going to add 2 for purple, which is -4. And we're going to roll d10. 3, -1. We're on course. No extra fuel burned. Go to table C10, C11, D1, or B3. There is no B3. We need to modify that. So C10 is no enemy aircraft because we're not in those zones. C11 is mountain collision. We won't check that either because there is no mountain collision. And we're not in a port city, so we go to C1. That's the end of that turn. All right, so move Clipper to the next travel zone on the map and advance time 3 hours. Oops, we forgot to do that last time. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to move to 2, and again, that's an RDF zone. I'm going to move this 3 hours, and last time I went the wrong direction. I'm going to roll for a random event. 64, no random event. Weather check. We're going to do this again for each altitude. So down here in low altitude, we start at low. We have -1, +1. And we roll a 7, so it's going to be poor down here at low altitude. And in the medium altitude, we're going to add 2 and add 3. Adding 3. 8, 9, 10, 11. It's going to stay bad in the medium altitude. And in high, 2. That's going to stay good. But we're not going to go there because of the bad weather. I don't want to take a chance on that. All we're going to do is just try to get the Pan Am route in Numa, New Caledonia, and land, fuel up, and go on our merry way. Current altitude level headwind check. We roll a D10. It is daylight. We're at low altitude, so we're plus and minus 1. We don't have bad weather, so we're just straight up roll. 1. No headwind again. I'm getting lucky this time. Current altitude, nope. Tailwind, we're going head forwards. Altitude level change. We're staying where we're at. Fuel burn, we're going to subtract 4. We're cruising at low level. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, we don't have any of these other things to worry about right now. C8 says engine check 2D10, 42. Engines are okay. Go to C9. Again, we're running AV fuel. Navigation check 1D10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, plus 1. So we're on course, no extra fuel burned. No enemy aircraft, no mountains to collide with. Travel zone movement and time advance for the next turn. So we're going to go into Pan America route port at Numa, New Caledonia. We're going to move the clock forward 3. And we're going to do a random event. It's a 10, no random event. Go to C3. Weather check. Alright, good and day, so we're plus and minus. And this is an orange travel zone, not a desert, so we're going to check and roll a D10. 5, good weather. Alright, and medium, we're going to have plus 2. Plus 1 is plus 3. 6, 7, 8, 9 is going to be poor. That actually gets a little better. And then we're going to straight up die roll on high. And that goes to bad. Okay, 4. Current altitude level headwind check. We are at low and day, so we're plus and minus. 8. Oh, we're going to have a headwind. Advanced time 1 hour. Go to C6. Altitude level change. We're going to stay right where we're at. Fuel burn. We're going to use up 4 fuel boxes. And then we're going to also use up 1 more for headwind being present at our current course. Alright, then we go to check the engines. 58, all engines are okay. Navigation, 1D10, we roll an 8. Goes down to 5. Oh, this is a not an RDF travel zone. This is a port. Goes down to 6, 5. And we are barely on course. No extra fuel burned. This time we will go down to D1. Port City weather. Same as low altitude level weather in current orange travel zone. So that is we have good weather. Okay, so we're going to keep continuing. We're going to try to land. We don't have bad weather, so we're going to just roll a D10. 1, landing okay. Clipper successfully lands with no problems. So we're landed. Go to D3 or D4. Port City fuel availability and Clipper refueling. If Pan American routes Port City, aviation fuel is always available. Yeah, it's just fuel that's free, not repairs. So we're going to go ahead and top off for free, and we're going to go to D4 repairs. Pan American route Port City. All repairs are done at no cost. I thought I read that. So yes, repairs are free also, and any destroyed or unrepairable components are replaced. It'd be nice to actually buy RDF parts, but I don't see where we can do that. D5, we can go out gambling if we want. I don't really, I'm not a gambler myself. Um, yeah, I really don't gamble much. But we're in pretty much shit from last time. Screw it. 200. We're gonna put 200 down. Roll a d10. Six. We win, so we get the same amount. So we're just gonna clone that. So we've just doubled our our money on that. That's good. For those of you out there, I don't gamble. I hate gambling. I've seen the bad effects of it. But it's a game, and these are little cardboard squares. So, and I got to try to make it through this game with the worst roll, and I just gained 200 bucks. We do have to add 4 hours. One, two, three, four. Takes 9 o'clock. Go to D6 departure. I think I'm going to keep this video short tonight, and we'll just go port to port. And then next time we'll do to Gladstone, Australia, and probably on to the following port. Just kind of give Joe a chance to pick on me and see how well I did or how badly I did. And thanks for joining me. Anybody that likes this video and the game, please subscribe, like, comment. Joe will read them. Comment on Facebook to Joe when I post this on Facebook. Just let them know the interest in it and the feedback on it. It always helps our designers when you show how you feel about something. So, thanks for joining me, and you all have a great night. Thank you again.